pop-up garden juxtaposed to the ramp. This is actually more of a sunken garden here, and it's flush with the deck, whereas when it's out in California, this deck, this whole landing here for the first pocket garden will actually be 12 inches lower. So this pocket garden will actually come up the depth of a milk crate, so it will be easy to bend over and work on them, and it will be more of an enclosure than it is now. It looks good this way, but it's not the way it's going to be intended when it's actually installed in its final place. The built landscape portion is actually larger than the house footprint. It's a huge part of the outdoor living, and it's quite complex to make it ADA compliant. There's a lot of ramping, a lot of square footage. And a big part of this with the GW landscape team as well as the engineering team was to figure out a support system that was structurally sound and that could be adapted to the different topography of the site in Irvine. So what that's resulted in is we have a strong support system that we know we can adapt pretty quickly. One structure that people will notice when they compare the DC and the Irvine sites is that we will have a metal stainless railing and cable system, again part of the ADA requirements on all the ramps that have a slope greater than a little bit above 5%, and those are required to have railings on both sides. The other element that we worked in, because we kind of combined the concept of having the native plant community and the edibles work together in terms of bringing in pollinators and also complementing each other, whether it's for flavor, texture, or bringing in good insects to fight off the bad. We've incorporated some perennials like the hyssops, Agastaki, to bring in pollinators, but also represent the more native plant community that works together with your edibles, because we weren't going to do the full mock-up of grasses and perennials like we will have in California. For cost and just other reasons, we're not going to be installing a full landscape here. But here was just to get the spatial relationships and make sure to get the aesthetic of the tree. We can't take any plant or soil with us to California. That's one of the things. So a lot of it is sight unseen. But what we wanted to do was get the same feel of the manzanita tree, which will be plunked in this well in Irvine. Still, the aesthetic is there with a multi-branch tree that has a lot of texture and character in the trunk, and we get that in our native river birch here. Again, we just wanted to get the aesthetic of having a tree here, and everybody seems to enjoy that, and it really connects the house to the landscape and ultimately to the ground. So it kind of, the concept is there. So the tree will not be the same species, but the structure and the whole feel of it are the same.